Yes.
for build.
Yes.
What are the elements, attributes are there in Maven? Any for building, packaging?
Like we do Maven clean install.
Right. Uh-huh.
If you want to skip the test cases, we do -d skip test equal to true.
No. Actually, see, when you want to build any our packaging, how you are packaging using the Maven? For example, I have our resources are in using the Maven. We look into the application, right? The R files and everything.
Yes.
How we will look into that?
So basically, in the packaging, we will give like what we want to build, whether it is a jar or what. So with using that we build, right?
No. Actually, see, I have a dependency. How you will shows that these are the dependencies in Maven?
In Maven, like in the POM file, we describe the dependencies. In the dependencies tag, we will list out all the dependencies that we want to have in our application and with the respective version number.
Version number, okay. I have one question like this. Here I have two versions of same jar.
Okay.
I need to. I don't want to take. See, when you are compiling, when the both are there, then it will conflict.
Yeah.
I want to avoid one of them.
Okay.
Which one is any of one of them I want to use in my application? How can we do this?
We have two. Like we have two explicitly added dependencies, or we just have in the repository like that.
Right. See, for example, I have Excel importing, right? See, XSL is there as well as lower version also there. Lower version is not compatible, higher version is compatible. Okay.
Okay.
How will both are included in our dependencies? Okay. How will remove one of them without any removing that code?
Without removing we can exclude the dependencies here, like whatever we don't need.
How will exclude?
Whatever we don't want, we can exclude, or if we are using like Spring Boot, we can directly have exclude options there, where we can mention the class name which will exclude. In the Maven.
In the Spring Boot?
Yeah, in the Spring Boot. Directly we can exclude any class. There we have an option like enable configuration. There we can in the enable configuration exclude. We have an annotation called exclude, and there if we can mention the class name, it will exclude the class from.
Class will exclude, but there is not a class, right? There is a total jar and dependency jar, right? It is a library, not a class.
Yes. Completely library excluding multiple libraries of same type.
Okay. You are using the Spring REST services, right? Okay. How you will configure in that Spring Boot?
What I didn't get exactly. What we want to configure REST services in Spring Boot.
Right.
So basically, we will be having one REST controller. So inside the controller, we'll be having all our mappings, like REST API mappings, using the direct request mapping, or we can have direct get it post put annotations. We can annotate the respective methods with the URLs, and we can configure that one.
I mean, where we need to configure?
In the controller class.
For example, I have A as a REST controller, B as a REST controller, C as a REST controller. How will Spring Boot identify that these three are Spring REST services? Where we need to configure?
If we are having directly that Spring Boot application, it internally will pick up the classes that are annotated with the REST controller. So the container will know that these are the configuration like of REST APIs, and it will store them.
When you are writing the REST controller, it won't identify. How can you identify that somewhere else? Right.
Won't identify that.
So we need to mention the package of
if you are talking about direct component scan.
Right. Component scan, we need to mention the package of that where the REST controls are defined.
No. If that package is below the main class, then we don't need. But if it is of some other hierarchy, then definitely we need to have that component scan. If the package like if we are having com.springboot.main, in the main package we are having Spring Boot application main Spring Boot with the classes annotated Spring Boot, and if the controllers are in com.springboot.main.controller, then we don't need to explicitly provide that in the component scan, because from the hierarchy level it will definitely scan all the packages. But if it is completely having something else, Spring Boot com.abc.xyz. And REST controllers, then we have to definitely explicitly we need to have that in the component scan.
Okay. Why we are making two packages, like two SRC, one folder is there, main also one more there. Why? What is the need for that?
SRC and main.
SRC is a separate Java classes are there, right? Hello?
Yeah, in SRC we are having classes. In the main we have classes. In the SRC, underscore SRC will target. So at the same level, the target folder will be generated. Source main inside source main.
See, when you are seeing the folder structure also, like SRC also there, and the same way main also there.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
What is the need for that? No need of main and SRC. Either one is enough, right?
This is for like we can say readability purpose, easy to read, and we are having this. If we are having this, like basically for developers, it would be helpful. Like if I am working in some EBC company and if switch, and I can if we are following Maven, if we are taking Maven, then the readability is easy for me. Like the common structure will be there across all the applications. So that is the advantage there.
No other advantages?
Source and inside source main, yes, definitely that is.
Okay. You are using the JPA, right?
Like from 7 months only, I'm using Eclipse Sling.
Okay. JPA 7 months you are using. Before that you used Hibernate?
MyBatis I have used.
MyBatis. Okay. What is the use of Apache Kafka?
So basically, we were using it for sending and receiving some messages over the network. So that was the scenario where we were using Apache Kafka.
Sending and receiving, okay. For main purpose, like what is the use of that? See, when you are without using that also, like normal server, we can use that, right? What is the main purpose of the Apache Kafka over there?
The losing of messages is very low there. We can like 99.99% guarantee that message will get processed over Kafka, because the amount of the way that it replicates the messages. So that is one advantage we get, and it is even at a very high speed, like at a very good pace the messages gets processed there.
Okay, what is the use of SonarQube over here?
SonarQube we used to it was set by our client. They like few standards were defined, like coding standards were defined. So we need to follow those standards while coding our application. If we are not following those, So there we used to get the issues like so and so method, so and so class is having some quality issues. So
Okay. Okay. In that you will get major, minor
yes.
issues will got, right?
Yes.
How you will fixing that? Explain one of the major.
So one of the things that rightly striking my mind is like having n number of if else conditions like loops. So we used to segregate the inner loops into different methods, and we used to process that one. Like we used to handle those scenarios.
Any other?
Right. Any other what else you use? Like one I remember getting stuck, like we were catching some exceptions, like normal exception, and we were throwing customized exceptions. Even at that time it was throwing the sonar issue, but we never handled that.
You are using the JSON, right?
Sorry?
You are getting the JSON object?
Huh? Yes.
Okay. How you do JSON objects into JSON string to our object?
Yes, we were using this library, Jackson library, and we were configuring that one so that the incoming JSON gets converted into our object classes.
How much comfortable you are in Angular?
I'm good, like I've worked on it.
Angular, which version?
2 and 4 I have worked.
So what is the difference between 2 and 4?
2 and 4 differences. I
in the 4, what is the features added? What is the new feature?
In the 4, there was I remember like if else or else if condition thing was added. That I'm vaguely remembering. What else?
In backend side, like load balancer is, you know, right?
I know load balance, but I haven't worked really on that one. AWS, you know? Sorry?
AWS.
No, I don't know AWS.
Okay. How your version control? What are the version controls you are using?
Also, Git and SVN we have used.
Git and SVN. How you deploying your application?
Through this Jenkins we deploy.
What are the steps you following?
So like I know like through Jenkins we deploy, but we have a DevOps team, so like who takes care of especially these things. So our job was not that to deploy explicitly.
Okay. Do you get any idea what they are doing in the DevOps side?
So basically they have written up all the scripts, like what version, like how the version should get deployed, and from where the property should get read, like from where the property should get read from for that application. So basically we were given a UI part of that. So I know like from like how to select the versions and how to trigger a build or how to deploy that. But explicitly the commands what they have written, that I am not aware of.
Okay. In the Angular, I need to design a screen which is responsive. How can we do this?
Responsive in the sense?
Means, see, responsive designing is nothing but like I will develop in Angular for desktop. It should be suitable for laptop also, as well as mobile, as well as any screen. It should be that is nothing but a responsive design.
Okay, I got it. So there is one class actually, so we can know like basically we have done this. So like the client requirement was that earlier it was a desktop application, but they want the application to run on iPad as well. So there was one inbuilt class actually, from which by using that class we were identifying like from where the request is coming, and based on the request type we were like enabling the CSS of the application.
Okay. Okay. In Angular, like I have a text box, one drop down, one submit button. When I click on submit button, these three values should be goes to the controller. How can we?
So we can directly have ng model two-way binding here. So whatever we can directly map it with the attributes in the component.
Okay.
So we can when we click the submit method, we can call some validate method, and we can check if the values are populated or not. If the values are populated, we can do whatever you want, like hit the services, or we can do anything.
Oh. I'm done from my end. Do you have any questions to ask me?
No, right now, no.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Okay, thank you. Nice. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir will give their feedback.
Okay. Bye.